I'm Mr. B, and today we're doing a fuel pump installation on this BMW E46. So this is a 2004 BMW 330ci convertible, and it has the 3-liter engine. So if you have a car that's relatively the same as this car, whether it be a 4-door, 2-door, hardtop, convertible, 323, 325, 328, anything like that in between, you should have a fuel pump like this. So the fuel pump on this one is located inside the tank, so we need to remove the back seat, which I've already done on this vehicle. So with a convertible, you just pull directly up and the seat comes out. But if you have a hardtop or something, or a 4-door, the back seat may come out a little bit differently. So just check with your available model and make sure that you're taking out the back seat right. So let me show you what we're going to install. I have it over here on the bench. Okay, this is our fuel pump module. So the fuel pump module will have a few pieces to it. This one has a spring in it as well, so it sits directly on the bottom of the fuel pump. This is what we call the sock, or the pre-filter, and this will pre-filter any big particles out of the fuel. And then this is, of course, the silver part here. It's going to be our fuel pump. We have 2 wires going to it. You may have just a replacement fuel pump instead of this whole cartridge. I do recommend replacing this whole cartridge, but if you just have this piece right here, then that's fine as well. I'm just not going to get into just replacing that piece. We're going to replace this whole thing. And of course here you have your variable resistor, and this is for your float, so this will sit in the tank, and as the gas floats this up, this will report back to the instrument cluster to see if you have gas in your car or not. So this mounts in just like that, and the plug's up here. And of course we only have one fuel line going to this because this is a little bit different kind of returnless system. And of course we have our O-ring here. This is going to be, you need to replace the O-ring every time you get another pump, and make sure you don't have any evap leaks or any fuel leaks with this install. So if you're learning anything, give this video a like, and also subscribe to the channel for the best in European automotive repair videos with Mr. B. Okay, so we are on the passenger side of the vehicle in the back, and we have this little rubber thing right here that we'll just pull back. It's just a little insulator. And we have these 10 millimeters right here. So take our, I've already loosened them up. So we'll take these off right here. And this metal plate comes off. Ain't nothing to it, 4 bolts, excuse me, 4 nuts. And this will expose all our wiring. Go ahead and pull this out of the way, and so you will see the wiring going to this, and let's see, grab a little flathead screwdriver here, and this will pop loose. It just slides out of there, and this will pop off right here. So you want to unplug this, and then what we were going to do is we're going to crank up the vehicle and let the vehicle basically run out of gas. So we're not going to be powering this pump, and when it runs out, then we know that we'll have no more pressure in here. This is just for safety, and also it's going to make a huge mess if we let that line loose now. All right, so just that little bit of cranking would have run that fuel pressure off. So now, let me go get some pliers. All right, so we have a worm clamp right here. We're going to loosen up. And if you don't trust the clamp, you can replace it. And so this is plastic. We need to be very careful with this because we don't want to break it off, even though we're replacing the pump. you never know. We'll break that. See if I can get this clamp out of the way. We'll loosen this up and get a little bit down further down the line. And somebody from far, far away put this on 16 years ago, so you may have a little problem like I'm having getting this loose. All right, so you see, even though running this down, we still have some pressure on that pump. So keep that in mind. Have some rags handy. So what we're going to do is soak this up. Make sure you don't have any open flames going on or anything like that. It shows you that even with fuel pressure, it has to be the right pressure for these cars to run. So yeah, no open flames, no cigarettes, cigars, vape pens, anything like that near this stuff. Let a little bit more fuel pressure off. A lot of fuel left. Whole lot of fuel left. Like I said, just soak this up with a rag. Try not to get it on anything. And of course, you're going to have to air this out before the customer gets back in the car anyway, or before you get back in the car. Here we go. All right, so get all the fuel dried up. Now I've got this little bucket here, and it's really good to use for getting this fuel pump out. So the fuel pump has a ring on it, and the ring has these notches on it. We're going to knock this off with this hammer. You don't have to use one this big. This is just a rubber hammer too, because I don't want to damage my screwdriver. You can get a chisel, and we're going to knock this. Let me get a bigger one here. I'm going to knock this like that. Grab the other one. And as you see, we're loosening this to where it will turn out of here. So this goes on just like a big old bottle cap. Be careful not to drop that. Just like that. And remember how that goes on. And then this pump will gently come out. Now you're gonna have to finagle it around. What you're gonna have to do is pull this rubber lip out. And it's going to have a whole bunch of fuel in it, okay? Which is why I have this bucket here, and I catch it just like that, and that's just going to keep all the fuel from dripping all over my car. Okay, if you have a four-door, this is a lot easier because you can just go out the door. Also, when you don't have as much fuel in this car, it's a lot easier as well. All right, so let me go get the other pump, and we'll put it in. Okay, so as we reinstall the pump, you will have a notch right here that fits into a notch on the tank, okay? What I also do is I normally put this rubber piece around and I'll work its way in there. So you really can't put this in wrong, it won't let you. So I'm going to be very careful around the part that measures how much fuel is in there, the float. Because if you bend that, it's going to not be accurate, and it could cause issues. I want to make sure that this rubber seal sits in there properly. There's a lip that you have to kind of roll it into, and if you don't get this right, man, you will have a fuel leak, okay? So that fits in there good, and there shouldn't be hardly any resistance here. Should just push in there good. Let's see here. Should seal up right. Now, if this doesn't seal, one, you're gonna have a leak, and two, you're gonna have evap codes. So keep that in mind. Once we get that pushed in, we're gonna put this ring back in. You wanna go in by hand. You definitely don't want to cross thread this. These tanks are kind of a nightmare to come out. Should thread on pretty easy, just like that. Then of course we're going to go back the other way and tighten this up. Can't really explain to you how tight to get it, but it's kind of a feeling. You don't want to force it on. So at one point this had a hard clamp on it, and so this has been changed at least once before. We're going to put this back on. Run that back up there. We'll tighten this back up. And you just want to wiggle it, make sure nothing's wrong there. Now we're going to plug this back up. This slides, see? So it has to be slid like that. Then we will plug it in like that. And when it slides down, it actually draws this in. So let's crank up the car and make sure I don't have any leaks here. If I do, I'll show you what it is to fix it. But most of the time it's just you have the ring kind of cocked one way or the other. So when you go to crank this car back up, it's going to take a minute to crank back up because it has to generate all that fuel pressure again that we just bled off. All right. Ooh. Okay, so looks like everything is good to go. And like I said, you are going to have a little bit of a delay when you first crank the car because that fuel pressure has to build back up. So go ahead and cut the car back off. And now we're going to put this plate back on. Let's see. There we go. Had it on upside down. So it has a little point here, and that points forward. Okay? That's how you know you have it on correctly. We'll put this back on. We'll retorque those. Make sure this is back down. And all we have to do is put in our back seat and we'll be set. Okay, so that about does it for today. Remember, be very careful. This is very flammable stuff that we're dealing with. And also be sure to, unlike I have done so far, wash your hands after you're done with this and make sure that this is aired out and there's not a lingering gas fume issue in the car. Okay, we don't want that to be affecting the way that we're driving the vehicle or maybe cause us to get sick while we're driving the car. So make sure that you have your windows down for the first couple of miles that you drive this and get that fresh air in there to get the gas all evaporated out and out of the car. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I'm on VK, and we just started our new podcast, Autocorrect with Mr. B, which is on Spotify, Anchor, Pocket Cast. It's about to be on iTunes as well. So it's a talk show basically about everything automotive. We don't just talk about fixing cars, we talk about the whole industry there. So, and we'll see you next time, and thank you for watching.